Caves all have sort of a personality, and Chips Hole is one of the sort of more aggressive, foreboding kind of personalities.
It had been almost 5 years since we had done any significant exploration in the Woodville Karst Plain due to conditions and due to a lot of the research work we were doing. So we had significant expectations going into Chips.
The whole time it's kind of interesting because anytime you stop moving, you become aware of how quickly the water is pulling you into the cave, which is always interesting in siphon diving because the logistics are a bit more complicated. Because of the nature of Chips Hole, it really is almost a perfect storm of opportunity that's required. It's often not clear, so it's sort of hard to arrange the logistics around something that's remote.
Looks nice and clear this morning, doesn't it? Yeah, it's cleared up a little bit over the past few weeks.
It was really interesting to us that we had what we believed to be a pretty large conduit connecting the caves to the north in Leon Sinks over to the caves to the south at Wakulla Springs. And then somewhere in the middle, but off to the west, we had this really unique, large, difficult, challenging, historically significant cave system that was heading straight for what appeared to be the conduit that we imagined between the caves to the north and the caves to the south. So our hope had always been to connect to Chips Hole. It seems almost certainly that the water must go in that direction, so it was hard to imagine that it wouldn't be just a nice, obvious connection. So we had really high hopes we would be able to really end decades of exploration that had begun in the 70s and culminated in the early 2000 period.
So you're leading the whole way, Casey? Yeah, I'll be swimming too.
The best part of the dive at Chips was the section past 10,000. The worst part of the dive was the section all the way up into 10,000. Where the flow goes in Chips is a mystery to me. It's really hard to know exactly where it goes. It could in fact just go right through the walls. It could in fact go through some of the very low sections and just kind of dissipate. We spent a great deal of time back there poking into each of these holes and looking over the area for 2.5 hours on the first dive and 2.5 to 3 hours on the second dive. So we scoured it fairly well, and it's just one of those mysteries.
It'll be a long time before anybody goes to the end of what we just did.
I suspect you're right.
That definitely ranks as the single craziest thing I've ever done in my life. And I've done some pretty stupid things. But it was fun.